Hiya Five! We are going to continue with There's a Boy in the Girls' Bathroom. Last time I read with you, we ended on chapter 12, so I'm going to start on that now. Just before the end of lunch period, someone knocked very lightly on the door to the counsellor's office. "Come in," said Carla. A girl timidly stepped inside. "Are you Miss Davies?" she asked. "Yes, but I preferred to be called Carla." "Do I have to tell you my name?" asked the girl. No. Not if you don't want to." "Colleen Verigold," said the girl. She sat down in one of those chairs around the round table and said, "I don't know who to invite to my birthday party." Carla remained standing. "See, there's this boy I want to invite," said Colleen. "Do I have to tell you his name?" No. "Jeff Fishkin." Carla smiled. "But if I invite Jeff, then I'll have to invite another boy because I can't invite 7 girls and only 1 boy, can I?" "I don't. Except Jeff has only 1 friend, and he's the most horrible, rotten boy in the whole school. I can't invite Bradley Chalkers to my birthday party. I just can't." She took a breath. "So what should I do?" "You want me to tell you who to invite to your birthday party?" "Laurie says you're good at solving problems." "Laurie solves her own problems. I just help her to think for herself." "But I don't know what to think," Colleen explained. "I can't invite 7 girls and only 1 boy, and I can't invite Bradley." "When's your birthday?" "November 13th, she said. "Then you still have plenty of time," said Carla. "Let me give you a form for your parents to sign." "Right now I'm not even allowed to talk with you until we have your parents' permission." "That's dumb." "No, it isn't," said Carla. "Some parents don't want strangers giving advice to their children." "But my parents won't care," said Colleen. "They said I could invite anybody to my birthday party." "That's not the point," said Carla. She handed her the form. Colleen reluctantly took it. "Can't you just whisper it to me?" she asked. Carla shook her head. Melinda and Laurie were waiting for Colleen when she came out. "Who are you going to invite?" asked Melinda. "Not Bradley," said Laurie. "Please, not Bradley." "I don't know yet," said Colleen. "She won't tell me until my parents have to sign this form." Chapter 13. Bradley dragged his feet as he walked to Carla's office. She was waiting in the hall for him. "It's a pleasure to see you today," she said. "I appreciate your coming to see me." She held out her hand. He stepped past her and sat at the round table. She sat across from him. "The reason the president doesn't wear a hat is because the doorways are too low," he said. "He used to wear one, but every time he walked through a door, he'd hit his hat and it would fall on the floor." "That makes sense," Carla agreed. "Thank you for sharing that with me. But," she whispered, "I thought you weren't allowed to tell me such top-secret information." "The president says he trusts you," said Bradley. "Thank you, Bradley," said Carla. "I'm glad you trust me." He looked at her as if he thought she was deaf. He hadn't said he trusted her, but it said the president trusted her, but he decided to let it go. She was wearing a yellow shirt with large green triangular buttons all the way down the front. One on the side of the buttons was a big white exclamation point. On the other side there was a big white question mark. "Jeff trusts you too," he said. "I understand you two have become friends," said Carla. "We're best friends." "That's wonderful," said Carla. "Today, after school, we're going to go do our homework together, at his house. I'm going to help him with the stuff he doesn't understand." "That's very nice of you," said Carla. "I'm sure Jeff appreciates you having you as a friend." "I'm his only friend," said Bradley. "But even if he had other friends..." "He won't have any other friends," Bradley interrupted. "You do not know that." "Yes, I do. I'm his only friend." "But suppose he makes new friends?" "I don't want him to." "But if he made new friends, then his new friends become your friends too." "He won't," said Bradley, shaking his head. "Just because you and he are friends, that doesn't mean he can't have other friends too," said Carla. "Yes, it does." Why? Because, he said proudly, so long as Jeff is friends with me, nobody else will like him. Homework. After school, Bradley Chalkers was going to go to Jeff Fishkin's house, and they were going to go do homework together. Bradley couldn't believe that they were doing homework together. Homework. It was all he thought about when he sat at his desk, last seat, last row. And he waited for school to end. Maybe it won't be too horrible, he reasoned. After all, Jeff always does his homework. He must like it. The more he thought about it, the more he liked the idea. Homework, work you do at home. Except he wouldn't do it at his home, he would do it at Jeff's home, and that was even better. It would be his first time over at Jeff's house, and after he did his homework, Mrs. Ebble might give him a gold star. Instead of scribbling, he drew little stars, one after the other, until the bell rang. But first, they had to go beat up those girls. Come on, let's go, he said, hopping out of his seat. Just a sec, said Jeff. He got a book from his desk. Oh, do I need one of those? Bradley asked. He hadn't realised that in order to do his homework he would need to bring his books home. That's okay, we can share mine. They walked outside and there was a light drizzle. They are in Miss Sharp's class, said Bradley. We can wait here until they come out, then sneak up behind them. Who? Those girls. We have to beat them up so they won't say hello to you. We should probably get started on our homework right away, said Jeff. It won't take long, Bradley assured him. You just have to hit them once, and they'll cry, and then run away. But it's raining, said Jeff. It was barely misting. Good. We can push them in the mud and get their clothes dirty. Girls hate it when their clothes get dirty. They stood about 10 yards away from Mrs. Sharp's door and waited. Several kids came out, but they didn't see Colleen, Laurie, or Melinda. Maybe they've already gone home, Jeff said hopefully. No, girls always take long to leave class, Bradley explained. First they have to put their papers neatly into their notebooks, then they have to mark their places in their books and put all their pencils into their pencil holders. Then they put everything away neatly in their desks. He said it as though it was the most disgusting thing that anyone could do. Shh, here they come. Melinda, followed by Colleen and Laurie, came out of Mrs. Sharp's room. Bradley put his finger to his lips, and then he and Jeff walked after them, keeping their distance. They followed the girls around the side of the building and along the sidewalk away from the school. Let's just go home, said Jeff. The homework might take a long time. Girls kick, warned Bradley. They don't know how to punch, so they try to kick you. He quickened. He quickened his pace until he was just a few steps behind the girls. Jeff lagged a little behind. Laurie was the first to turn around. Ew, Bradley Chalkers, she said, making a face. Laurie Loudmouth, snapped Bradley, the ugliest girl in school. Melinda and Colleen stopped walking and turned around too. Grow up, Bradley, said Melinda. Make me, he replied. Hello, Jeff, Colleen said very quietly. Hello, said Jeff. Quit saying hello to him, said Bradley. It's a free country, said Laurie. We can say hello. Not to us, said Bradley. We didn't say hello to you, said Laurie. Just him. Hello, Jeff. Hello, said Jeff. Laurie laughed. Why don't you just leave us alone, Bradley, said Melinda. No, you leave us alone first, Bradley said, and he pushed Melinda. She pushed him back. He pushed her again. She shoved him off the sidewalk. He slipped on wet grass and fell to the ground. Laurie laughed hysterically. Bradley scrambled angrily to his feet. You got my clothes dirty. Bradley wet his pants, teased Laurie, hiding behind Melinda. Shut up, he yelled. You started it, said Melinda. I'll punch you in the face, said Bradley. He shook his fist at her. Melinda raised her fists in the air. He charged towards her, then kicked her in the leg. She slugged him in the face with all her might. Bradley stumbled backward and almost fell again. But he caught his balance. He glared at Melinda as his eyes swelled with tears. No fair! 4 against 1, he shouted. Then he ran home, crying. Okay, so we've managed to do 3 chapters today, which is amazing. So next time I read with you all, it will be chapter 15, page 58. Thank you for listening, everyone, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.